Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Primo Calcio. We're going to be doing a little bit of update only on Juve and Milan here. Going to go a little bit more in depth, a little bit more specific for their Mercatos. We covered Napoli a lot last time, but we're going to delve into our teams here. So I am Michael, and here with Anthony. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm ready to go, baby.
All right, let's do it.
Red hot market.
So Juve, thought they weren't going to do too much overall, and they haven't so far. But there's a lot of stuff brewing. I don't know what's going to go through, but they are doing more than I thought they would do. The first deal is what Costa for Joao Mario. What do you think about that deal?
I mean, we netted I think 3 mil in the process. We got a guy who's another attacking wingback kind of player. So I don't know. It's the whole thing about Comoli that I said when he was brought in. I don't know much about him. I don't haven't followed his career with any sort of interest, but he has a job to do. He has a massive mess to clean up that Giuntoli made, and I said this all last year. The damage Giuntoli has caused is lasting. So he needs to get rid of, offload a bunch of crap. So I don't know if I would consider the young kid crap, but we made a little bit of money on it and we got some guy, whatever. We'll see. I'm not nothing to, it's a pretty, we look like a pretty average team right now, but like I always say, it's not like anybody's that much better. So as far as that specific deal goes, sure, I guess we really needed 3 million.
I mean, supposedly he's a better attacker, a more explosive player. So if you're running him as like a wing back, it's probably gonna be better anyway. So it's probably a good deal. As you're trying to clean up some of the mess. So it's I'm assuming a little bit of a net positive, a net benefit for you guys. So we'll see. I never really thought Costa had looked great when I'd seen him play. So I guess we'll
No,
see what Joe Mario looks like when he plays. So
I mean, Costa can't play defense either, so it's basically a similar player, and we made a little bit of money, so that's
right,
fine. We
no,
we,
that
we flipped Costa.
it's a good point though. He's not really a great defender. They'll say, oh, he's the more defensive, the better defender of the two. I mean, his
It's
defense is
terrible at
not
defense.
great. So I think I'd honestly would just rather have the more talented attacker, which is going to be.
Yeah,
So I guess that's probably
I
a net
guess.
positive. Um, the next big thing on the Juve front is going to be the midfield. They're looking at pushing for Hjulmand. And I think he plays for Sporting right now. He used to play in Serie A, I believe he was at Lecce before he made the big move to them. I think his market value is somewhere around 50 mil. Juve's plan is to offload Douglas Luiz and Arthur Melo to swap them for him. I guess I'll get my take on it. You give your take on it afterwards. I think it's probably a good thing. I like Hjulmand. I think he's a good player. I think he's a smart player. I think he's a very consistent player, and he will do well in Serie A. I think if you have him and Locatelli next to each other, and maybe I don't know if Tudor's going to switch it up a little bit, but if you had them play next to each other and give Thuram a little bit more license to kind of push forward, that's going to be pretty dang stable in the mid, I think. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I think even for me, it's a good signing. He's 26, so he's not very old yet. He's a smart player. He's gonna fit in the system. He's gonna work well with Locatelli. I think you'll like him. I'm not sure how much you've seen him, but I think you'll like him. And hey, Luis, he's got that kind of special something, but he's never really shown it at Juve. So I think I would just swap him if they're open to it. But so I'm not sure how real this is, but I would probably do it if that's the case.
well, I mean, Tudor plays a 3-4-2-1, so we're only going to be playing with two central
Mm.
midfielders. So someone's going to get the axe, and it's going to be Locatelli. So Locatelli is going to go to the bench most likely, and it'll be Hoymand and
Gutmund.
Thuram, yeah, whatever. Uh, am I excited? No. Do I care? No. Is this a big? Is this a guy that's going to change our team? No. Um, is he going to get rid of some crap? 2 for 1. Now it makes it a little bit more interesting, I suppose. I mean, getting rid of Luis and Arthur.
Melo, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be. We've been trying to get rid of Artur for a long time, and it's yeah. This just may be finally just ripping the band-aid off and letting it happen. But no, I don't. I'm not excited about this player. I don't think he's much better than Locatelli, and Locatelli is going to probably yeah, ride the pine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's gonna happen with this deal, how real it actually is. Um,
I don't think it
based
is.
off of this. Go ahead, go ahead.
Why the hell would they want those two players? I mean,
That's honestly kind of what
they're
I
going to
was
be on a
thinking.
higher salary.
There has to be
This is
cash
the
involved or
problem.
something like that, because otherwise a straight swap for two people who are, I mean, how old is Douglas Luiz? Do we know?
He's like 27 or something. He's not. It's not. He's in
Let's
his
see.
prime. I mean, he's a talented
He's
player
at
in his
least
prime
similar
who
age,
had.
right?
Yeah. He had an absolute stinker of a season where he wasn't just poor, but he was also had a horrible attitude. So, I mean, he's about as he's got the mark of Cain on him right now. So I mean,
Yeah, he's
if they're
27. You're
willing to
right.
take him, yeah, if they're willing to take him, I mean, get rid of him, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Hoyman is going to be cheaper. But that's I, honestly, dude, I really couldn't care less. Just get rid of some of the truly. I mean, just my whole mission for Comely was like get rid of the crap. You
Yeah,
know,
which I mean he would do here
press
though. So
reset.
I'm for
Yeah,
this move. Yes, it would be nice
yeah.
to actually put some Italians in this team, but Juve's not doing it. They won't do it.
Oh no, we're not going
They
to do it.
they could care less with whoever's there right now. They could care less. They're honestly like the same as Milan, if not worse now, which is crazy. So
Well, it's worse. Yeah,
that's
because we're
not going to
getting rid
happen.
of them.
But objectively,
Yeah, we're
player
getting
for
rid of them already
player,
too.
yeah, exactly. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah,
But
we're selling. We're going to sell them already. So.
however, he's linked with Napoli. That would be very cool if he goes there.
Yeah, I think
Um,
he should. I think that we should sell them all of our Italians because they have no place here, and just make some sweet money moves, make that bank, baby, get that bag, girl.
That's what everybody cares about, right? So if you
That's
look
the
at it
Juve way
just
now.
from like
Yeah.
a player to player thing, I think it's a good move. I've liked Hjulmand, and I think he'll do well there. But and you get rid of some trash that does not work there. So
Sure.
moving on to the attack, which is kind of the last area that Juve has been scouting in. It's going to be a lot hinges on Vlahovic and what they're doing with Colomwani, of course. Um, is Vlahovic leaving? They're trying to move him on. Milan's still heavily linked, which we'll talk about that in a second. Colomwani, they're trying to still negotiate deals. They have not worked it out yet. But now, some of the most recent links say that that Nunez has been strongly linked now with Juve. If Colomwani does not, that deal does not materialize. So Juve is going to try to go for Wani first. It looks like Nunez is going to be somebody who's kind of picking up rumors have been started basically. Of those three, I guess I ask you this first. Of those three, Vlahovic, Colomwani, Nunez, which one would you want? Forget the finances. Just say player for player for player. Which one you want there? Then we'll talk about finances.
That's a tough one. Well, definitely Vlahovic. No, definitely don't want him. He's had his chances more than enough, and he's just blown them. Dude, Colo and I prefer Nunez, but now I'm going to go with Nunez because, and it has to be financial because I think he's actually end up being cheaper. I think that PSG is going to absolutely rake us over the coals for Colo. But Colo put the ball in the net. I can't complain. He's not a great player. He doesn't move well. But I'm going to go with Nunez all day long. I like
You think
him. I
Nunez is
really
going to
do.
be cheaper? I mean, so and when we talk about
Yeah, I do.
finances, I actually think he's going to be more expensive. But I think that I would choose him player for player. I think he's the best of the bunch, and he
Yeah,
just
player
doesn't
for
do it
player.
financially.
Yeah. But I no, because I think Colo is they're gonna try to get us to loan him again and pay a loan fee. There's been a few different rumors. I just don't think that it's going to be a squeaky clean deal with PSG.
Gotcha.
I really don't. I think it's just going to be easier to deal for Nunez and be done with it. And I think we should try to package some players with them.
Hmm.
I mean, it's really all about getting rid of people along with bringing new people in. That's we have to clean house. We have a massive problem with
Yeah.
our team. Like Juntali last year loaned a bunch of people in, spent a bunch of loan fees. Everyone was there. There was only like one free loan all last year, so we paid for all these players already
Yeah,
last
it's
year, and then he
terrible.
had people on obligations, and then yeah, we just mortgaged away the whole damn team, and we're sitting here stuck with all these paying all of Juntali's bills this year. So it's not like Comely started with zero. He started, like net 150 million.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to figure something out here. And to me, if you can get rid of players to pick a guy up, that I'd be more for it. And I think we should probably be looking at different options too, maybe cheaper options. And if we can get rid of Vlahovic, that would just be absolutely juicy.
Yeah, I think that's massive. Just getting his salary gone is step one. Now,
Mhm. Yeah.
Nunez plays at Liverpool. and I'm sure I just looked up his salary. It's about 7.3. That's gonna be way higher than Wani. So he's gonna have to take a significant cut to come to Juve. So not only that, I think his
Yeah.
price is gonna be high because he's gonna be over 40, 50 mil. Um, and who knows if it's gonna be a loan or how long. But I think just with his salary too, he's definitely, in my opinion, he's gonna be the more expensive option. Having to do both
Yeah.
is going to be a lot. So I mean, that would be my choice for Juve with those three as far as just quality goes. But I just think he's going to be pricey. So I think that's going to price him out. I think they'll end up with Colo. Do you think that that's who they're going to end up with?
Yeah, I actually hope they just get somebody like half that price and just
Yeah, I know, right?
figure it out. I really did. I don't think we should be spending that kind of money, regardless. But is what it is.
Hey man, they decided to pass up on Luca. So did Milan back when he was going for about 20 something. He went to Napoli in total for somewhere around 30.
Yep.
And that's still a lot cheaper than you're going to end up paying. Plus with salary wise, because he's not
Yeah,
on a big contract for both of those players. You know, but they
it's
lo
actually
and
cheaper
behold,
than either of those guys.
of
Yeah,
course,
this is the problem. They act like oh, that's too expensive,
yeah,
and then they'll go and pay nearly double for one of those guys. So
yeah.
whatever.
It should have been done and
This is
wrapped
the
up
new
a long time
Juve.
ago.
Yeah. Yep. But they weren't even looking that way, dude. They're just trying to expand into different markets and sell more jerseys. That's all they want to do.
Hmm.
Make that money,
Well,
baby.
all right, so let's go through. Let's kind of transition across to Milan. I don't think there was any other big stuff
Sure.
with you right now. As stuff comes
No,
through,
we're
we'll
not
kind of
doing
close
anything
it.
real exciting. We're kind of, yeah, we're just in mess mode, very indecisive. So I'm just curious to see what actually transpires out of all these rumors. It's kind of a rumor mess. I'm actually more concerned with talking about Milan today because you guys actually have you have a plan.
Somewhat of a plan. I mean, there's things that we should have already done. The market should have been, in my opinion, very close to wrapped up. It's something that the biggest fleck I'll give them is they bring in Tare, they bring in Allegri right away. However, they don't do they do basically nothing besides get Ricci, and nothing else has been done. And now everybody's playing these bidding wars and pricing games with Milan, and it's starting to change the market significantly. And that's a huge problem. And it's what they're kind of known for now is they just delay because that's one of the Redbird strategies. They wait for market opportunities. Like what they don't know is that if you strike early, you're probably going to have those market opportunities and you're going to be able to get deals way cheaper. For example, Camuzzo, who's somebody they looked at a long time ago, is now going to go for more. Leoni, who they could have had for 20 or less at the very beginning of the Mercato, has now doubled because everybody's been farting around with the guy. And now Parma's like, we got an opportunity here. We're going to jack the price up. Now he's rumored for going for 40 million. And now that the Premier League's linked a little bit, nobody knows where he's actually going to go because are you really going to pay 40 mil for him now? Like when his going rate was around 20 at the beginning of this whole thing. So it's really sloppy and slow. The midfield, the Jashari stuff now. Milan has gone back to Club Brugge. They've offered a kind of rekindled. They upped it by a few million. They're going to pay it not just in like bonuses. They've upped it and got closer to what they wanted, which was 40. They're only a few mil off now. So I mean, really, they should have just accepted it. But now Brugge's doing the same thing. They're starting to offer Yashari around to the Prem and try to spark a bidding war and try to make sure that hey they get top dollar. And so all of this stuff is done because they delayed, and didn't just say this is my guy, it's done. Here's the price. See you later. This is what Milan's been doing the whole Mercato. So I don't know. It's frustrating because so many signings like this
Yes,
could have went the other way.
but you have Max Allegri,
The only
who
thing.
can turn water into wine.
That's
He
the
will
only
take
thing.
those turds and roll them around, and he'll get some wins, baby.
I know. I know, and that's
That's
something that you'll see. So the game that they just played, it's preseason, and Milan looked great in preseason last year too, right? Everybody was all
yep.
hyped. So it's just preseason. However, Allegri ran a 3-man. He changed up the personnel a lot throughout the game,
Yeah,
but
give me the lineup. Give me the lineup here, baby. Let's
the
run through it.
starting
Let's see
lineup
what they
is
did.
not what I actually think is going to be there, but they had Magnan in goal,
Of course.
Pavlovic, Tiao, and Tamori. I think Gabi is going to take the starting spot in the center, and you're going to be deciding between either Pavlovic or Tiao. I think Gabi and Tamori are going to be the deadlocks. I think he's going to be deciding between Tiao or Pavlovic. They ran
Okay.
Ricci. They did run Fofana next to him. They ran Loftus Cheek. Then they ran Salamakers and Bartasagi as the wingbacks, and then Leao and Pulisic. Loftus Cheek and Pulisic kind of swapped around a little bit, like with who was more far forward. Sometimes Loftus Cheek was up, kind of playing as more like the actual attacker next to Leao. Other times he was in midfield. But Ricci was kind of stuck at home as the D mid there, and I thought that he played a very positionally sound game. I thought he was good. Salamakers was solid and stable. The guy honestly should have never left, but it was probably good that he got the experience at Roma since they actually gave him PT.
Yeah, he
Leao
probably
looked
wouldn't have
good,
played.
and I think he's going to shine under Allegri. I really do. I think he's
Of
actually
course
gonna
he
have a
is.
great season under Allegri.
Allegri's not going to do stupid things like make him come back and play defense. He's not, and he's going to let him party and do whatever he likes to do. Make music, and he just says show up and play. Allegri's a very loose coach, and players like to play for him. And the fact he's got Salamakers out there, man, that's a excellent player for Allegri to have. So
Yeah.
I think you guys already had a good roster last year. I think we talked about it. I would always say, look at Milan on paper. I mean, how's this
On paper,
team
it's a
not
top four
working?
team for sure. It's a top four team on
Yeah,
paper. It's just they had no
yeah,
actual D mid, no real structure, and they didn't have a good coach. So I mean, they didn't know what to do with this. I mean, it
hey,
all
but you
is.
signed Ricci. You signed more Italians than Juventus did, so this is good.
We signed
Good for you
Ricci,
guys.
and Max likes Komoto, who's a youngster who I really like. He's an actual like D mid. He's a very talented kid. He'll go in for challenges. He'll dive in. He's smart too. He actually took the winning penalty too. So there's a lot of big stuff for Christian Komoto, and Max likes him. He's been playing him a lot, so I hope he stays on the team. I hope he becomes Ricci's sub, and actually gets some real minutes. Because
Yeah,
that's the my biggest thing is I want to see like the young Italian guys come up. Bartasagi is getting
Max
some
will play the young
minutes.
guys.
I think he's going to be the deputy to this Estupinian guy. I don't think Bartasagi is going to be a great wingback. I think he's going to be much better if you slide him back to a left center back. That's where I think he should be playing. He should be like Yao sub or something like that, or whoever they want to sub there. But that's where he should be playing. Wingback, I don't know how that's going to work for me. He just doesn't have the raw pace. But they're at
Right.
least playing some youngsters. Yes, it's just preseason. I really wanted to see him incorporate Liberali, but there's been a massive debacle with him. He's probably gonna leave just because he's been having it out with Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic sucks
Ah,
basically.
Jesus.
It's just a
Yeah, he's
very conceited man that does not belong in any managerial roles. So
no, he's not the sharpest tool to shed, but he was a hell of a competitor, and that
yeah,
that's doesn't translate over to you know a mind savvy office role. Sorry.
no, super talented guy, amazing
Yeah.
striker, one of the best I've ever played. Not somebody I want in my managerial role. Sorry.
No.
Yeah,
No.
so
No. It's
the nepotism has helped them fire Abate, who was doing an amazing job with Milan. Put a lot of pressure, not pressure, but basically they screwed over Camarda, which is why he got almost like no minutes. He was shuffled between three teams, and now Liberali could be on his way out, like our most talented two people. So who knows? Who knows what's happened with Milan? But Allegri looks good. That's the bonus here.
you have an excellent coach, one of the best in the business. So that's it's gonna cover up a lot of deficiencies.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep. So
Yeah.
defense,
And I like how he ran Leao and Pulisic. That was cool.
yeah, he kind of had him
He
there,
ran those
Pulisic
around.
there. Left ass cheek popped up there sometimes. So, I mean, I think everybody's saying like, oh,
Yeah.
Leao can't play, central. Like, it's gonna be okay,
Shut
guys.
up.
Like, he's not gonna be
Yeah.
your striker, of course. But if you play him next to somebody, just like what he did with Chiesa, and you allow him to drift out wide when he wants to, he's gonna be just fine. He'll be just
Yeah,
fine.
he's Allegri is good. We'll play him in a position, and he'll be successful. He'll teach him how to do it correctly. Leao is super freaking talented. There's no
Yep.
reason he can't do it.
Yep. Who knows? It could be his best season. We'll see. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of the Milan stuff really hinges on the midfield, what they're gonna do with the whole Jashari signing or maybe not signing. We'll see how Bruce does it.
I mean,
And
do you
then
need another midfielder?
I think we do. I think we need an actual D mid besides
I mean,
Ricci.
who's your midfield setup? You run three midfielders. Who's your midfield setup?
Right, he is gonna like Loftus Cheek there, right? So he's gonna
Oh yeah,
run Loftus Cheek, Fofana, and then Ricci. Loftus-Cheek
Okay.
will probably share time with Modric, who will be in there for obviously for different teams. And then you got Musa, who's probably going to pop in there and just run, like as far as the CM goes. As far as true D mid, we don't have anybody else. I mean, there's Bondo. Bondo's not a D mid. Nobody's a D mid besides Ricci. Every single person in that midfield is positionally dumb, and that's where Milan lost it last season. Their link between defense and mid was terrible. The protection of teams driving through our attack or through our zone was terrible. There's just huge gaps open. They need somebody else. Yeah, I don't think you can count on Ricci to play every single. I mean, they're not playing that many games, so maybe you can. But if that's going to be your dude, I'm fine with it. I think he just needs a sub. If he thinks that Komoto can do it, I'm cool with that too. Because why not
Yeah.
bring a youngster in? But I don't have the faith in Milan, not Allegri, but Milan, to keep Komoto. They're probably going to loan him out, do some crap with it. If they keep him and that's what they're running, you're good. You don't need anybody else. I think that it would be an
I think you
upgrade
should keep him.
to run, Jashari over Loftus-Cheek or even all over Fofana. I think he's just a better player. Like those would be your out and out two starters, Jashari, Ricci, and then whoever else you want to put in there will be other side. That's fine. I don't think we need it. We only have one game a week right now.
Yeah.
But it's like I personally, it's like why would you? And I'm starting to think this now. It's like why would you waste all this cash? I mean, if you're gonna do this and spend 40 mil on Ishari, why don't you just sell off a couple people and save that 40 mil and sell off a guy like Musa? Now you got like 60, 70, and just go bring Sandro back. It just makes no sense.
I mean,
He would definitely come back. You could spend 70, 80 mil. You get your dude back, and then you have a nice midfield that is going to reignite Milan fans. And Redbird is going to be like, they're not going to be public enemy number one anymore. It just makes no sense to me. You have to sell one dude and then use that 40 somewhere else.
I don't know why when fans are analyzing transfers that they need to have 6 starting midfielders on the roster. You're playing one game a week. You got your starters.
One game. Yep.
You got 1 or 2 good backups, and then you got a young guy. That's plenty. That's good.
It is plenty.
Save money, unless you spy an amazing market opportunity, I wouldn't do shit.
I think they're just really jacked out by this guy because Tari is Albanian. I know that Yashari is Swiss, but his heritage is obviously Albanian. So Yashari. So
of course.
I mean, I think that's kind of what it is because they lost out on Jaka, who I thought actually would fit the team better because he's very sound and he's combative.
Player, yeah.
He's combative and he's a leader. So, but Yashari is a talented kid. I mean, I'm fine with it, but the price is starting to get a little bit much. I don't know.
I wouldn't spend. It's like when Juve fans keep bringing up all these defenders. They're like, oh, we need center back. We need center backs. Like, unless there's an amazing center back available at a good price, no, we don't. It's the same kind of problem, whereas we have 6.5 center backs on the roster. We're covered.
Yeah.
Unless we move people, we don't need to be bringing people in. And sorry guys, but we're stuck with Kelly, and he can be the 7th man or whatever. But I mean, it's not like we can move him out and get somebody else to replace him. Kalulu, Mr. Accident prone. We're stuck with him. He's not going anywhere. I mean, half the fans actually like the guy. So, it's not like he's going anywhere.
No.
You really want to get rid of Savona. Savona, was one of our better center backs in just a couple of his, a couple of his first starts in the position at the Club World Cup. And then Rugani definitely looked like our best center back when he came in against Madrid. We were way more calm. Our defense looked better than it did the whole tournament. So who's out there that's going to really move the needle for us? Bremer is the guy that's got to come back, and he's got to come back and have an impact. And if he isn't,
a lot of pressure to put on a dude who's been out for a freaking year with a massive injury. Like, hey, you got to come back, and by the way, you have to be at the same exact level right away, or else you
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I misspoke. You don't need to have Bremer to do well in Serie A.
No.
If he comes back to his somewhat of his 80% of his old form, we'll be in a great position. We shouldn't rush him. We did fine last year defensively with the group we had. We had a bad team, but at the beginning of the season, Mozza had us locking things down, and
it's gonna be better now with Rugani back. But he's a solid player.
Yeah, we're there's not a lot of great defenders out there. and they're going for a lot of money right now.
Big
Like
time.
the Balerdi guy from Marseille, they started jacking his price up. It's like, well, if you're not going to get a player for a good price, we don't need more average guys. And everybody else you've been linked to is another average guy. We're all stocked up on average. We're good. Bring up a young guy, see if he sticks. Savona might be an excellent. He could turn into an excellent player. He might not, but at least there's an option there. He hasn't had much experience at center back. Give him give him games. We have plenty of games to play. Get him in there. Get him in a nice rotation. See if he can blossom into something that you don't have to pay for. That's the whole thing. So with to bring it full circle with Milan's midfield, if you got this young kid that has some potential, he's surrounded by veterans and good players. He's in a good spot to actually thrive. He's got one of the best coaches in the business. Does really well with young players.
Well, I mean,
I
and
don't know.
he's got Modric there now, and I mean, yes, Modric is
Yeah,
definitely
that's what I'm saying.
on his last legs. Modric is a historically excellent player. Like he'll definitely go down. I mean, God, the amount of Champions Leagues he's won alone is wild. I mean, he's definitely one of the best
Yeah,
people to ever learn midfield role. So you got that there now, which you didn't have last year. I mean, and that's something that Milan lost once they lost.
yeah. Modric, you got Allegri.
Guys. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's gonna do well. I just want them to actually put some faith in him. And so far they haven't done it. Like they loaned out Camarda, which Camarda should
it's a major
100%
problem we
be
have.
playing second. Basically your first sub, and instead now he's loaned out. Liberale, same thing,
100%.
should have been playing your first sub in midfield. Now he's loaned out. So I don't have any
Super
faith they're going to be
talented kid.
keeping Komoto. So really, if they kept those kids, I'd be like, yes, this is fine, it's okay. But I don't have any faith. I think before the Mercato's over, Komoto's going to be loaned out somewhere, or he's going to be playing for the Primavera or some crap. I don't know.
100%.
That's where my faith
It's
level is
funny
with the team.
because our teams act like they're too good to bring up young kids, and that's another team's job.
Eighth place
This
Milan.
isn't the early 2000s. I have a news flash for Milan and Juventus. You're not top teams anymore. You have to rebuild. You're in a rebuild phase. Perfect time to get some young guys some action.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's a lot cheaper than buying somebody. And the guys that we're buying are not world beaters. They're not world-class players. They're just average guys that are role players, and that's what I have a major problem with. So I don't want Juventus to go buying to keep going to buy average players unless we're offloading some crap. And I don't think Milan in the spot they're in, especially with the one game a week right now, like just a good time to press reset
What they
and
should
work
be
those
doing.
guys. And what a shame about Camarda. What an absolute shame about him.
This is what they should be doing. They should be building from within right now. And that's what they people thought they were gonna do. I was like, and I wasn't fooled. You go back to our older cast when we talked about it. I wasn't fooled. I know who these guys are.
No,
They want to make
absolutely.
65 signings every single season and they want to keep them
Yes.
all around 20 mil, and they'll probably break the bank on one dude. That's what they do. And then they keep everybody else around 20 or less, because if they make a mistake, you're not going to lose too much. And if they do well, you're going to gain a good amount. But even from like the Hokomoto thing, which makes no sense, is if you wanted a money ball, you play a kid who you have essentially for free because he's there. If he actually did amazing, his value is going to skyrocket to a ton. So you can go Moneyball right there. It would suck because you just can get sold, as everybody does at Milan if you have a good season. See Tonali, see Reinders, see Hernandez, see all the top players at Milan have all been sold now. We're just waiting for Leao next. But yeah, I basically I just want to have faith in them. So I mean, I know what they should have done. I'll kind of end with that. But let's round out with the striker topic. So the last thing from Milan, because they've been a lot of movement, a lot of noise recently, is what are they doing? Are they going to be waiting for Vlahovic because Allegri seems to want him here? Are they going to be going with Nunez, who's still very heavily linked with them? Are they going to be looking at Højlund from Man U? What are they doing basically? And so I think that of those names, I would prefer Nunez as well. I think we're going to end up with Vlahovic somehow, just because of Max. But I don't know.
It's what a joke. I mean, look at all the money you have to spend for all those guys. Look at the major risk all those guys are. And look at what you had that you let go for nothing.
Yes.
I mean, you still own them, but like, why would you spend money on one of these three guys that, Højlund's been a flop, Vlahovic has been a complete bust, and Nunez is, he's athletic, he works hard, but goal scoring ain't his middle name. What are you doing? This is the craziness. This is what I just don't understand. And if you're gonna get one of those three guys, I would just pick the damn cheapest one at that point. I mean, who cares?
I mean, I think if you're running a 2 minute up top, I would want to see Nunez because he's going to work hard. I think that
I like Nunez the
if you
best. Yeah.
pop him next to Leao, he will score more goals because Leao's going to be occupying a lot of space and taking a lot of defenders away from him. So I think that he actually would thrive in a two striker system like that, especially with a player
Nunez actually runs
like
hard.
Leao
Yeah.
next to him. Exactly. So and I think that's just going to fit the team the best. Vlahovic, Max has got his thing for him because he obviously used him, but and he
You
might
don't want that
do
guy.
better at Milan, but really, I mean, we've had a lot of
He
sample
might.
size of Vlahovic. He's definitely he's not even old yet. I mean, he's just been talked about for that long, so he could do really well. But I would prefer Nunez, even though Vlahovic is probably a better finisher.
He could. I have my issues with players on Juventus that just don't step up,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think Vlahovic could go somewhere else and have a really good good career
agreed.
if he's getting a ton of service. If he's maybe back with Max, it might not be a total bust for you, but it's still super risky, and his salary's big. I mean, you're not gonna.
That's
He's
the
not gonna
thing.
take
Like
a
you're gonna have
massive
to,
pay cut.
he's gonna have to because Milan won't do it. So it's like that.
I
That's
don't think he's
why
going to. I think that's been his issue.
you think he'll stay because of it. Honestly, he probably will.
Yeah.
And yeah, and even Nunez is gonna be too high. So like, what are you doing? You had
Yeah.
Camarda's salary is nothing. Keep the guy,
I think
or
that they're BS.
yeah, I mean they might be. I mean, I don't know because
But
this
but
has been the rumors
who
since
do
the
you have
beginning of
right
the
now?
Mercato. It's just a Jimenez.
No, you got Jimenez. What about the other guys?
There's no other guys. They're all gone.
Jovic is gone
Jovic is
too. That
gone.
guy.
They like, and that's the
Oh
other thing.
wow.
Why not
Yeah.
just keep him for free? You don't have to pay for him. You just
Right.
have to pay his salary. He's
Because
he's
they
not
want to
on
move
some
guys
fat
around.
contract. Just keep him for a couple mil because he can play, just so you're not screwed. They should have just kept Camarda and then Jovic as a third string. Jovic third
Yeah,
string,
you're set.
Camarda second, Jimenez first, right? And then hey, when you got a nice game for Camarda to start, let him start. That's what they should have been doing and build this
And you
kid
got
up.
Pulisic layout they're running, so they're running Pulisic up top too. So it's not
Yeah.
like you know
Yeah,
he's also
Pulisic is
taking up
going
a
to be
spot
a
up there too.
Mr.
So
Versatile for sure in this formation. He'll play either
yeah,
wing, he'll play wing back, he'll play up top next to somebody. He'll be all over the place.
it's a shame. I really think our teams need to be playing our their young Italians. I mean, Bastoni and Barella were young players when they were playing for Inter with Conte. Who was it? Marchisio De Celli, Bonucci. I mean,
Yeah,
we were in, absolutely gut check time with, a failed rebuild after failed rebuild, and look what actually worked. And that's not such distant history either. It's somewhat recent, but there's a clear formula that I know we've gotten into in past casts, but it seems like these guys just don't want to follow it. They just want to move guys around, make some cash, keep the
yeah,
shareholders happy, and get on to the next. Try to hit top four and cha-chang, baby.
yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
They're not running it from a sporting side. They can't entirely ignore the sporting side. They have to just enough, and that's what they're trying to do. Just enough to be
Yeah.
competitive, to slap top four, get a Champions League spot, go a little bit far in the Champions League, and then you're just raking in the cash year after year. So that's all they're really trying to do. And I'll always still comment from the sporting side because there's no other way I can look at this. I
Yeah, we're trying to
can't.
analyze things.
Yeah, I can't care just about the books. I just don't care. I mean, it's
Yeah, I don't. I really don't care
fans
if John
shouldn't
Elkin makes money or not. Yeah.
exactly because it doesn't come to me. It sure as hell doesn't go back to the team as it should. And so yeah,
Yeah. No, it's
I will end my soapbox with kind of just discussing my main issue with Milan, and it's the foresight. The foresight is the biggest issue, and I do talk about this a lot in my cultural group. Um, they never strike when there's a good opportunity and they have to take a mild risk. For example, in the winter mercato, they were heavily linked with Luca, right? I'm not saying he's going to be like the saver, the most amazing striker, but they could have gotten Lorenzo Luca in the winter for around 20 or less. They said no, they're going to wait. We'll see what happens, right? Because they brought in Tammy Abraham on a loan and they still had Jovic. Like the too many people no, we're not going to do it. Now his value went up too far for them. They said no, we're not going to do it. Moise Kean had been purchased for 18 mil last season, heavily linked with Milan, offered to Milan. They said nope. They wanted to go Tammy Abraham on a loan for anyways. There's just so much like lack of foresight that they have here. It's crazy. Like they could have gotten guys like Leoni we talked about earlier. Could have gotten him way earlier. Nicola Bertolaz was a free transfer that goes to Udinese, small salary, good defender. A national team player. free. Where's the risk, guys? There is none. Chiesa, heavily linked with Milan, trying to come back to Italy. 15 or less million. It's a mild risk because of his injury, but it's a mild risk given his cheap cost. There's just no foresight here, so they're always playing from behind. And you could get these guys and stop bitching about how much they cost now if you actually struck when the iron is hot, rather than waiting and waiting and waiting. That's my big issue. That and their mismanagement of their youth. But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to say that. It's like,
I mean,
these things can happen. You just need to actually make a freaking deal.
well, you want to talk about foresight, and then I'm sitting there with Juventus there with looking at all the players we got rid of. I think you mentioned a couple of them that we already had signed that we got rid of. So that just pisses me off even more.
Rovella,
So thanks
there you
a
go
lot,
too.
pal.
Yeah, Rovella. That was somebody
exactly.
who we're linked with last
Keane,
year.
Rovella.
Yeah, his 18 mil is too much too. Yeah, and now he's 40
we
plus
actually
mil.
had Keane, we had Rovella. Yeah, it's cool, man. Just get rid of these guys.
So dumb. All right, well that's it for me.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, no, it is
Man.
frustrating.
It's a very frustrating time, dude. I mean, I love the clubs, love the sport, and I don't know why, because it's really not that great anymore. But I'm gonna sit there and watch. I'm gonna pick it apart, and like I said earlier, it's like I'm gonna pick it apart from the sporting side. I don't have I don't care about being a financial advisor. I don't want to analyze books. I don't care about that crap. I want to watch my damn team play. I want them to stand for something. So
Yep.
as of right now, that doesn't seem to be the plan, but I'll still be tuning in and frustrated match after match.
It is not the plan.
Let's see how the rest of it shakes out. No, it's not.
It's not the plan.
Let's see how the rest
However,
of it shakes out.
there's still a way to do both. You just have to actually take a mild risk, like 6 months or a year prior, when these guys are actually trying to buy people. Like, just when you actually have like the initial legs, people are interested, there's some talks going on, just do it. Just do it. And it's gonna be okay. Yeah, you're gonna make a couple mistakes, but you're also gonna have a couple of huge wins. So I don't know.
Well,
there's a way to do it even from the
sporting
financial
directors don't have you don't have those old school guys that just know how to build a team anymore. It's all just money guys. Oh, this is a good deal. This is a good deal.
No,
they're not like these great team constructors. So it is, we're both in the kind of same boat with that. But as long as they make the shareholders money, that's we should all be happy and celebrate, 'cause that's a major achievement, and that's what it's all about.
You are totally right.
I mean,
That's actually the big thing,
yeah.
is that they have to go back to Furlani to get their final okay, and that's why Tari can't sign people. I'm sure it's very similar at Juve. I'm not sure what the structure is, but I bet you it's the same. It's like the final say goes to the finance guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
That is it for me. Any final thoughts, or I kind of already did mine. So.
No, my final thoughts. I share your sentiment. I kind of added a little bit to it too. I mean, that's we're in the same boat, I think, with our clubs. I think you got a little more to be excited about, though. You do have Allegri and you do have Ricci, so that's cool. We don't have anything like that.
Hey, you know what? I'll take 2 starting Italians, because last year we had a couple games we ran 0, so I'll take 2.
You know what? At least when you turn around and look in the bowl, that turret's got a couple pieces of corn on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be my analogy.
There you go. Well, guys, thanks for joining. As always, try to like and subscribe for us, and Forza Calcio and Forza Balance Sheets tonight. Okay, ciao.
Yes.